Yo, welcome back to Eat, Sleep, Breathe, Hoops with your boy, Nikki P. Y'all know who it is, man. Y'all saw the thumbnail. Let's dive right into it, man. We're about to talk about the GOAT. The GOAT, man, the man who some of y'all may not be aware of, but the man who already had a Hall of Fame career even before the rings, man. So let's dive into it. Before the world knew him as the greatest champion of all time and the greatest player of all time. Before the 6 rings, before the 2 three-peats, and the immortal legacy of Air Jordan. There was a version of Michael Jordan that many forget, the pre-ring Jordan. The young, hungry dog, electrifying force who came into the league not just to compete, but with the mindset to dominate. This was the Jordan who, before ever touching a championship trophy, had already changed basketball forever. Today, I'm going to walk you through that version of Jordan, the years before 91, when the rings hadn't yet come, but greatness had already arrived. A legend in the making. When Michael Jeffrey Jordan entered the NBA in 1984, he wasn't just another rookie. He was an event, drafted 3rd overall by the Chicago Bulls, a team that, at the time, was struggling for relevance. Jordan instantly became the light in a dim franchise. In his rookie season, he averaged 28.2 points per game. Let me rewind that real quick. In his rookie season, he averaged 28.2 points a game, almost 30 a game, shooting 51% from the field. Man, that's crazy. Numbers unheard of for a guard or anyone alone coming into their rookie season. You know what I mean? He didn't just win Rookie of the Year. He announced himself as a superstar on the map that was coming to take the throne from day one. The NBA All-Star game that year featured a 21-year-old Jordan sharing the floor with veterans like Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and Dr. J. But make no mistake, it was Jordan who stole the show. Opponents, even that early, spoke about his unrelenting energy. Larry Bird once said after an early matchup, that wasn't Michael Jordan out there. That was God disguised as Michael Jordan. Crazy. Coaches marveled at how he combined flair with fundamentals. Dean Smith, his college coach, had said Jordan was the only player he'd ever coached who could turn it on and off, and he never turned it off. That was Jordan before the rings, relentless, ferocious, and already the best athlete on the floor almost every single night. The scoring machine. By his second season, injuries limited Jordan to only 18 games, but his comeback in the 1986 playoffs was legendary. Against the 1986 Boston Celtics, one of the greatest teams ever assembled, Jordan dropped 63 in a playoff game at the Garden. I think that still today is the highest scoring output in a playoff game by a single player, man. And he did it against one of the greatest teams of all time on their home floor in the playoffs, man. Stop that nonsense. The game became the symbol of who Jordan was before the rings, a man capable of sheer basketball miracles, even against insurmountable odds. From 1987 onward, Jordan began building a statistical resume that would be impossible for anyone to match. 10 scoring titles, double-digit scoring titles. Let that sink in for a second and just understand and try your best to realize what type of caliber of player you need to rack up double-digit scoring titles against some of the best defenders of all time. But he racked up 4 of them things before his first championship. We talk about some of the greatest scorers ever and the likes of Kevin Durant and Allen Iverson who got 4 scoring titles to their name. Shoot, which is great, you know, and Jordan did that early on. That was like a prerequisite to his rings, racking up 4 of them things, man. In 1986, 87 to 89 and 90, Jordan averaged over 37 a game. Then he dropped 35 a game, then 32.5 a game, and 33.6 per game, all through those years in 1986 through 90, all while shooting over 50% from the field. When you could get beat up and pummeled and almost it was like he was playing football out there in terms of the physicality, he was still that efficient. It's ridiculous, man. We'll never see nothing like it again. Let's put that in context. He wasn't just scoring the most. He was scoring the most efficiently at a level of athleticism and competitiveness the game had never seen. In the 87-88 season, Jordan led the league in scoring. He won Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, and All-Star Game MVP all in the same season. That's an achievement only he has ever accomplished, even today. Before the rings, Jordan had already mastered the art of both offense and defense. He wasn't just putting up numbers, he was dominating every single aspect of the game. the fear factor and what others said. What separated Jordan even in those pre-championship years was the fear factor he struck in his opponents each and every single night he stepped onto that court. Players from the era will tell you, nobody wanted to see Mike across from them. Dominique Wilkins once said, you couldn't stop him, you could only hope he missed. Charles Barkley said that before the rings, Jordan was already the best player he had ever seen. He just didn't have the team around him yet to start racking up the chips. Magic Johnson admitted that when they played Team USA scrimmages before the 1992 Olympics, Jordan had already been the alpha among alphas. Since the late 80s, even before he was a champion, he was that guy. Everybody talking about, I'm him, just because they hit a couple threes in the game. Y'all ain't him. Doug Collins, his early coach in Chicago, once said, when I had Michael, I just gave him the ball and got out the way. Even Jordan's teammates saw his fire early. Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant often said Jordan's practices were tougher than the games, that he would talk trash, push, and demand perfection. That was pre-ring Jordan, a man obsessed with winning, even before he had the teammates who could help him do it. Even B.J. Armstrong was saying how, as much as y'all saw Jordan killing the games, he was doing it even more at a higher level in practice, man. Too bad we don't have all that film like these players be having now to, put together all these highlight reels. But if you watch the game, it's kind of mid. The most underrated part of Jordan's pre-ring greatness was his mentality. He had that competitor's heart. He was wired differently. Losing didn't sit well, not for a night, not for a week. He internalized every loss, every elimination, every slight. When the Detroit Bad Boy Pistons repeatedly beat his Bulls in the late 80s, Jordan didn't whine. He trained. He bulked up. He hit the weight room. He studied. Those losses built the championship mentality before the trophies ever came. In the 1989 playoffs, Jordan hit the shot over Craig Elo, one of the most iconic moments in basketball history still to this day. That wasn't the Jordan of 6 rings. That was the Jordan of one mission. That shot symbolized everything about him: poise, precision, killer instinct, and confidence that bordered on supernatural. He averaged over 35 points per game in those playoffs. I'll say that again. He averaged over 35 points per game in those playoffs, carrying a young, imperfect Bulls team to the Eastern Conference Finals. Before he ever touched the Larry O'Brien trophy, Jordan had already crafted the legendary aura that made him inevitable. The brilliance beyond the stats. To understand how great pre-ring Jordan was, you had to go beyond the numbers, even though the numbers are utterly ridiculous. Go watch the film. Every drive to the rim, a ballet of balance and power. Every mid-range jumper, textbook form. Every steal, anticipation, and IQ on full display. He could hang in the air longer than physics allowed. His first step was lightning, almost like that of a 6 foot and under guard. His finishing touch, perfect. As much as we saw all the highlights of him dunking and posterizing everybody, Jordan was also arguably the best player to finish under the rim as well. Take away all the dunks, Jordan was still one of the best finishers at the rim in traffic. With the left hand, right hand, whatever, Even his failures felt epic, because every time he lost, you knew it wouldn't last forever. And you knew that was just going to light a fire to make him come back even hungrier the next year, or the next game, or the next series. Players who faced him in the late 80s will tell you, when he walked into the arena, the energy completely changed. There was a buzz, a tension, because you knew you might witness something no one else could do. His game was art before it was legacy. He was the most captivating show in sports, and everyone knew it. The foundation of a dynasty. By 1990, that boy Jordan had already been a 5-time All-Star, a 4-time scoring champion, a 1-time MVP, a 1-time Defensive Player of the Year, a 6-time All-NBA selection, and Rookie of the Year. Like I said, a Hall of Fame career even before the rings, and the face of the league for the next generation. All before his first chip, man. That's crazy. Those years built the foundation of the dynasty, because the truth is, Jordan didn't become great when he started winning. He was great long before that. The championships were just the proof of concept. He had already earned the respect, the fear, the admiration of the basketball world. The only thing missing was a supporting cast. Once Scottie Pippen matured and Phil Jackson arrived, the infrastructure finally matched the brilliance that had been there all along. The legacy of pre-ring Jordan that too often gets overlooked. What makes pre-ring Jordan so special is that it's proof that greatness isn't defined by jewelry. He was already the best player in the world before he ever won. All you had to do was cut the film on and watch. his dominance. And with that said, if you can't just cut the film on and watch a player and know that they're the best without having to go to numbers, they ain't really like that. His dominance wasn't a product of a system. He was the system. His numbers, his accolades, and the sheer intimidation he carried were unmatched. He was the player every kid imitated on playgrounds, every veteran respected, every coach feared having to game plan against, and every player younger than him that also had a desire to want to be the best of all time looked up to. Before he became the ultimate winner, he was the ultimate competitor. So when we talk about MJ, when we talk about his airness, when we talk about the GOAT, it's easy to focus on the 6 rings, the finals MVPs, the global icon he became. But the truth is, that greatness didn't begin in 91. It began the moment he stepped onto an NBA court. And even before that, before the rings, he was already the most talented, most competitive, highest basketball IQ, and most electrifying basketball player in the world. Pre-ring Michael Jordan was a storm before the dynasty, the raw, unfiltered, transcendent version of a man who redefined what it meant to be a superstar. He didn't need championships to validate his greatness. The rings also confirmed what the world already knew. Michael Jordan was different. He was inevitable. And with that said, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Y'all know what it is, what y'all think. Hop in that comment section. Let me know how great you think pre-ring Jordan was, because he was really like that. He just didn't have a team. Similar to Allen Iverson. Really like that, but just didn't have that team around him. So tap in, leave some comments. Let me know what y'all think. And yeah, we gonna keep turning these videos out. Y'all know what it is. It's Nikki P. It's Eat, Sleep, Breathe, Hoops with your boy. And once again, man, go check my album out. Nikki P, 6-piece on Spotify, YouTube, everywhere. Go check that out. And until the next video, peace.